Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Down and Dirty at 1:30 Central Time. This is Vishan Borich, and once again, we're back. Hopefully, my internet connection is better. In past episodes that I've done, I'm trying out a new internet service, and I know it's been kind of shaky. So if you wouldn't mind, if you're on this right now and you're watching it live, if you could comment down below. You may have to register, but go ahead and comment below. Let me know if I'm breaking up on you or if I'm coming through clearly. Really appreciate that. All right, let me check what everybody is saying real quick. Glad to have you here. And if you're new to this and you've never sat in on my Down and Dirty, basically my goal is to provide you with extreme value. And by extreme value, I'm talking about extreme value in your life and in your business. Because truthfully, life is far too short for you not to be having success in your life and your business. And that's what I'm here to do, is to help you to achieve that as your mentor. All right. My computer's a little bit slow when I got a Hangout going, so bear with me here. I appreciate you being here. All right, I'm sorry for the delay there. I'm going to keep going now. Looks like from the folks that I've talked to, that are texting me, it looks like they are hearing me okay. So we're going to continue. So the whole purpose of today's call is all about engineering your daily action plan. And the actual title, and I have some notes over here, is Your Daily Action Plan to Engineering Online Success. So we're really focusing on your online business. Now, some of you may not have an action plan yet. You may not have even heard of this, or maybe you think you have one, but you're not having the type of success that you would like to have. And if that's you, if that's what's going on in your life right now, then I'm hopeful that this particular Hangout is going to provide you with the value that you're seeking. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the big thing is, we're going to talk first and foremost about goal setting. Because here's the thing, you can't achieve anything in your life unless you actually are planning for it. You have to have a destination. So it's kind of like going on a road trip in a car and you don't have a map and you don't have GPS and you don't really know where you want to go as your final destination. You're just going to drive around, aren't you? If you had that type of idea for a road trip, just to drive around, maybe that's fine for some. But for me, I like to know where my final destination is. Where is it that I want to take this car? Where would I like it to be, at the end of this road trip? And if you don't know that in your life, you literally are just driving around in circles. And I don't want you to experience that, because it can be extremely frustrating when you're just driving around in circles. And I've actually been there. And a lot of you are still working in the workforce. You aren't doing an online business full time, or maybe you're considering doing an online business full time, but you're not really sure how to get started. Let me tell you, from my past experience in working in corporate America, usually the road trip, if you want to go back to that analogy with the car, the road trip is whoever owns the company. You are in the bus with them and they're driving the bus, and you are basically at their beck and call to do what's necessary to make that company go well. So that's fine for a lot of folks. A lot of folks, that's what they signed on for. They would rather go on a bus ride than be in command of their own destination. But as for me, I really like being in control of my own destination and having the capability to stop my car along the road, and if I want to see a site on the journey, I can do that. If I want to spend time with my kids, and I'm still on that analogy, but if I want to spend time with my kids and just play with them for an afternoon, I can do that. I don't have to worry about missing the bus or missing the train or missing the plane. So if that's you and you're just watching this for the first time, I encourage you to click on the button below, and you'll see there are 2 buttons down there. One is to subscribe to our e-newsletter if you aren't already getting my emails, and the second one is to join Team Tough. I encourage you to join Team Tough, and we're going to help you so that you know how to drive your car to your destination, whatever destination that is. Okay, so in regards to goal setting, it's knowing what you want. So if you're taking notes right now, and I highly recommend you do if this is something that you're serious about, then what I want you to write down is, number 1, you need to know what you want. Okay, that's the very first step in creating your daily action plan. So how do you know what you want exactly? Well, you need to plan, what's your dream life? What does it look like? How much time would you have available to yourself? How much money would you be making? And in order to figure those things out, you really need to sit down with yourself and maybe with your family and discuss, what are the things that you really want for your life as a family? And I know some of you may think this sounds selfish, but it's not selfish if you're trying to improve your life and the life of others. Now, if you're just trying to improve your own life and you're not planning on helping anybody else along the way, that is selfishness. But if you are going after a goal because you see it as a method to help you and the lives of others, then it's a great goal, in my opinion. I don't care what it is. I'm going to be in support of you if that's your vision. So know what you want. Write it down in detail. You need to actually write down what it is that you want. If you're just having it up here in your head, it doesn't become real until you write it down and actually figure out what it is that you want. In other words, look online and find out how much that dream home cost, how much that car costs that you want, how much does it cost to take your family on that nice vacation that you would like to go on. What would it cost to move? Maybe you don't like where you live. What would it cost to move? Figure all that out and write that down on paper. That's your big dream. That's your big goal. And also write down, what it feels like when you've achieved it. What are you grateful for? What types of things do you do? Who do you spend your time with? I know this is getting really detailed, but the more crystal clear that you can make your vision, the more likely you are to hit it. Okay? So once you've got that down, now you're ready for step 2. Okay, step 2 is big. Does this business that you're doing, whatever work it is, be it this business that I'm in or some other business, does it fit that vision? Okay, or if you're working for somebody else, does it fit that vision? Are you able to achieve that big dream that you wrote down on paper if you continue on the same path that you're going down right now? And if you don't know, or you're not sure, or you're unclear, then it doesn't fit your vision. So you need to start planning, what things are you going to do in order to reach your vision? Okay. All right. So here's some questions you can ask on whether or not this business that I'm in, this online business that I'm in, is going to fit your vision. And I want to give a shout out to Rhonda Swan. If you're watching this, I had another hangout before this one today, and she listed these questions, and they were just perfect, and they fit right into my presentation. So I worked them in real quick. But here are the questions. There are only 3 questions that you'd use to determine if whatever vision or this business is going to fit to help take you to that vision. So, and I may have misspoke there, but basically you need to ask yourself these questions. Number 1, can you do it? Can you do whatever it is, whatever business it is, can you do it? You feel like you can. Okay. The second one, are you willing to do it? Now that's different than, can you do it? That's, are you willing to? Are you motivated to do it? Is it something that you think you would really enjoy doing? Okay. And that willing to do it. That's number 2. The third one is, and this one's the tough one. All right. When the going gets tough, are you willing to stick with it until you're able to have success? All right. If it's something you enjoy doing and you're willing to do, then, there's always going to be times in which you get stuck. Every one of us does. I get stuck. We all do. We all have those challenges. Maybe your spouse doesn't agree with what you're doing, or maybe something happens in your life that holds you back, or you feel like it holds you back. So when those hard times come, are you willing to stick to your vision, to your dreams, to this business long enough to make it through that tough time? Okay, if you answered yes to all three of those questions, then you are on the right car. You're in the right car headed to the right destination. Okay, if you answered no to any of those questions, then you need to look for something else. This isn't for you. I mean, I hate to be harsh, but I don't want you to force yourself to do something that's not going to help you get your vision and that you can't say yes to. So if you can say yes to all three of those things, congratulations, you've found a great way to reach your vision. And so bear with me. Now that you know that you've got a great way to reach your vision, now here comes the third part, and that's planning out your daily action plan. All right, so now we're going to get into, as I like to call it, the nitty-gritty of planning out your daily action plan. Okay, so let's start here. Your daily action plan needs to contain 4 things. Okay, 4 different things are in your daily action plan. The first one is your education, or your mindset. Okay, if you aren't in the right frame of mind, if you are not focused and feeling motivated, then nothing else matters on your daily action plan. It's just not going to work if you're not in the right frame of mind. You know it, I know it. It's hard to push yourself to do something if you're not motivated to do it. So you have to get yourself in the proper mindset. That's the very first thing you should do every day. And we're going to go into detail, and I'm going to even share my own daily action plan to help you out. All right, the second thing is marketing or list building. You need to be marketing your business and building a list, especially if you're in the online business that I'm in, every single day. Okay, now this doesn't mean you're just going out there and checking Facebook and checking your email and doing things like that. You need to actually be proactively building your list. And I'm going to share with you some things that I do in order to build that list. Okay, marketing. Marketing is not the bad word that some people make it out to be. Marketing is actually a way of sharing what you do. It's getting eyeballs on your business, and it's sharing it with people who you're able to solve their problem in some way. Like this business for me solves a couple problems. Number one, it solves the problem for me of having to go into an office place. I can do this business literally from everywhere. Like I'm in my home office right now. And so I'm able to just work from home and do this business at whatever time is convenient for me, so that I work around my children's schedule from school. That's one. The other one is it's got unlimited revenue potential. And I love that because I'm not stuck with the same salary again and again. So if that sounds like you, what I recommend you do is take a look at what this is, because it might be a good fit for you. All right, so let's get back to, we're on the third one. The third thing for your daily action plan are conversions. So in other words, you need to be making sales or upselling your products. Okay, and the only way to do that is you've got to have those leads coming in, and then have a method in place to help upsell those folks. Okay, all right, or sell them if they're brand new. And then finally, you need step 4, and that's you need to have your business needs to be scalable. So you need to be building your system or your team. Okay, if you're in this business, you really just need to focus on team building, because the actual system is already built. That means you don't have to worry about building an infrastructure or a training platform for any new people that come on. You have the capability just to focus on getting them into the system and pointing them like a tour guide to where they can get help. So that's really what you need to focus on. So we talked about those 4 pillars in order to have your daily action plan. So let's get more specific now. Let's talk about what are those things? What are those pillars? And how do you get them going? So I'm actually in front of my screen right now. I'm looking at, let me pull up something here. Every day, each one of us receives an email, who's in my team, and it contains your daily action plan. Now, what's cool about the daily action plan is it actually walks you through step by step what you can do in order to be successful. So I'm going to pull up the daily action plan, and I'll flip my screen around here in just a second, because I want to show you exactly what you get when you're in this business. And if you've been here for a while, if you've actually been on my team and in the business for a while and you're not seeing a lot of success yet, then chances are you probably are not following your daily action plan, or the action plan that you're using is not working. It's not the one that we recommend for you. And that's the beauty of being in this business, is that you have people that are successful that are sharing with you the exact action plan that you can use in order to be successful. And to me, that's key, because when you have your own business, sometimes it can get a little overwhelming because you don't have other people that you can reach out to in order to really make, they're doing the same thing you are in order to help you to be successful. And so I just love this business because of that. We have a huge tribe of people that are making, $10,000 a month more. Some of them are making we have a few that are making $100,000 a month. Now, I don't say this to impress you if you're new and you're hearing these numbers. I say this to let you know that it's possible. And I also don't want you to feel like that just because that you hear that other people are making that kind of money, that it's guaranteed that you're going to make it too. Because the truth is, a lot of people don't follow a daily action plan, and they think that this is a get-rich-quick scheme, and it's not at all. It's a real business, and if you don't follow the steps, you're not going to have the type of success that you're hoping for. All right. Sorry, I'm taking a little time here to search for something. I thought I had it open, and you know how it goes. I close a bunch of windows before I do these hangouts so that I don't have a lot of interference during the hangout. So I'm just opening it back up here. All right, cool, I got it. So let me flip my screen around, and I will show you the daily action plan that we get every day from our system to help us in planning out, our success. So I'm gonna get this going here. All right, flip it over. Okay, you all should be able to see my screen now, and right now I've got open our system letter here from iPass. And if you're not familiar with iPass, this is our Internet Prosperity Acceleration System. This is what helps drive our business. It's like in my opinion, it's like the perfect online business, because it already has all the tools necessary for you to not only generate success, but also it has products that it helps you sell just through an automated system. It's like an online franchise system. So to me, it's perfect. I just love that about it. All right, so let's talk about the action plan. So when you get this, it comes in an email form, and there's a link that takes you to this page. And the first time that you get this daily action plan, you're going to see this video on the top. So I highly recommend, if you're brand new to iPass, you're going to want to click on this video and watch it, and it'll walk you through the exact steps on how to complete this daily action plan. Some of you who maybe you didn't know this, we just had a massive upgrade on the weekend to iPass, and this iPass upgrade is amazing. It's supercharged iPass, and it's given an even simpler way for you to get started with iPass and with this business in 3 steps. So I was going through all the videos this weekend, and I want to tell you that, man, it just totally impressed me with how much easier it is to get started as a new person. Okay, so with the daily action plan, you'll see it tells you, what are the 3 sections that you need to complete daily: mindset, list building, and creating content. And then it goes through in detail down here, and I'm going to try to make this bigger. See if it'll let me make it bigger. I think that's as big as it's going to go. So if you're having trouble seeing it, you can always make the video, the hangout video, full screen so that you can see what we have here. So it goes through some places where you can get information to get you in the proper mindset, like I talked about earlier. So you're going to go through that. If you haven't gone through mindset already, we also offer mindset tools within our company called the Inner Circle. And these Inner Circle are audios that allow you to really develop the proper mindset. Like I like to tell folks, is that in order to become a millionaire, you first have to think like one. And the only way you're going to start thinking like one is if you start listening to people who are already millionaires or making considerable amounts of income to share how they think, how they work, how you can improve your life, how you can get out of that whatever blockage that's holding you back from being successful. These inner circle audios will help you get over that. I know they helped me, and I didn't realize I had so many blocks until I started listening to them. All right, the next thing is list building. So every one of these sections, it really breaks it down on how to build your list. If you've been in this business now for 90 days or more, you should be building your list every day. Okay, after the first month or so, you should be set up. But then the next 60 to 90 days, you need to be actively building your list. And even as somebody who's been in it for a while, I've been in it almost 2 years now, I am actively building my list every single day. Well, how do I do that? Well, there's a number of ways. Here's just some of them that they give you. You can invest in done-for-you traffic. Done-for-you traffic is basically solo ads, which are, if you're not familiar with solo ads, it's a way for you to actually share your email with people that have huge lists, or share your web link, I'm sorry, with people that have huge lists, and then they send out your link on your behalf. And then so their list, who is already pretty huge, will click on that link, and because you're similar or you're offering something that that person doesn't have, then they'll click and they'll join your list as well. So that's a really great way to get people added to your email list. And that's really where the gold is. The more people that you have on your email list, the more likely that they're going to see your messages, and now you have people that are following you that you can help and train and become a customer. All right, so done for you traffic is one. The other one is there's a lot of different things, but you could run YouTube videos, you could run Instagram, you can use all the social media such as Pinterest, Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn. Using those, and Twitter as well, you can help drive traffic to your business. So in order to drive traffic and get them to click on your links and become a lead, you really have to offer good content. And that's what comes in next here. So what they recommend in your daily action plan is to make a post on your Facebook profile. And they even provide you with a sample post. If you don't know what to put down, you just copy this right here and paste it right into your Facebook page. You can change the words a little bit so they match more of your audience and the type of people that you're hitting. And now it's done. You've got a post out there on Facebook that's going to help drive more traffic to you and your business. All right, the other thing they teach you to do is post an ad on Craigslist. Craigslist is an excellent way for you to actually get traffic to your website. I started doing that recently, and I'm getting a few leads a day. I'm just experimenting with it right now, but it's free, and they tell you, there's even some videos on how you can best post to Craigslist to have the most success, and it walks you through step by step how to do that. So it goes on. I'm not going to go through everything in detail, but one of the other ways that you can do it is by sending a list to your existing emails. So as you start capturing emails from folks, now you have somebody to market to on a regular basis. So send them a blog that you just wrote, or send them a video that you just posted. Or here you even have a done for you email that you can copy and paste and send that out right away to your list. So these are all ways, if you go through this email every day as a new person, you're almost bound. I mean, I can't make guarantees, but you're almost bound to have success and start getting leads. So I know that the people that are having the most success in this business, they take daily action. They don't just do this once a week. They don't just, power through it on the weekend. Every day for an hour to 2 hours, they are doing these daily action steps. And it's kind of like, the Grand Canyon. I'm sure you've heard the analogy that the Grand Canyon was not made in a day. I mean, it took a long time for the river to cut through all of that rock. And it's the same with your business. Now, hopefully it won't take you as long as building a Grand Canyon, but the same thing happens with your business. Daily action is like that river cutting through the rock, cutting through the rock, cutting through the rock. And so what you're doing is you are actually creating content. Oops, sorry, I'm flipping around here. You are actually creating content out on the internet every time you take daily action. It's kind of like you're buying online real estate with, in most cases, for free. The more you put out on the internet, the more that you make contact through social media, the more online real estate that you're creating. And what that means is that you're more likely to attract more and more people because you have so much information out on the internet. And if you're providing value, if you're providing really good information for people, not just buy what I have, which, by the way, is never a good way to market yourself, then if you're providing value, such as your story or an ebook or a training, or maybe you're sharing something that you learned from your mindset, by providing that type of value, you're going to start growing an audience, and that audience is going to start following you, and therefore you're going to become more and more successful. All right, it even goes through how you can create great content. Tells you how to pick a topic, you know, how to write a blog post. It even gives you a done for you blog post topic. So now you have something that you can already add that's going to be valuable to your blog. So this to me is amazing, and I love down here it has a bulletproof list of places that they send their blog, or that I send my blog as well. So you could literally go through this list and send your blog to all these different places, and you're now going to get more eyeballs on what you wrote, and therefore more traffic and more links and more leads, and it starts to build. So I hope that this is helping you, because really the key is taking daily action. What I do is I turn off my email, I turn off my Facebook in the morning when I first start, and I focus just on my daily action assignments. So I'm going to go into right now, you know, what I do for my daily action. So I'm going to click over here. I'm going to show you this. This is a really handy spreadsheet that I have, and you can get this right off of the iPass system. When you go through, you know, creating your daily action plan, it actually, there's a link there that will give you this same spreadsheet. So I print this out every day, usually the night before actually, and then I, you know, date it. And in these spaces here, I write down what I'm going to do the next day in order to improve my business and take it to the next level. So here's some things that I do. This is what I chose to do. So the first thing that I do is I go to, we have this thing called the morning mindset call. And the morning mindset call is every morning at 8 a.m., Monday through Friday. It's 8 a.m. Central Time. So if you're, it depends on where you're at, but Eastern Time is 9 a.m. This morning mindset call is held by Paul Hutchings. It's free to attend, and it gives me so much valuable information. And the whole purpose of the call is they do a reading from one of the Napoleon Hill books. We've done Think and Grow Rich. We've done As a Man Thinketh. We've done a lot of different books that Napoleon Hill has put out there, and these are all public domain books. You can even get access to these books for free when you go on to, let's see, it's Think and Grow Rich audios.com, I believe is what it is. So when you go there, you can get those books. Well, it's about a 30-minute call. It's an hour if you stay on the line and listen to the comments, because the last 30 minutes are people that are on the call sharing their experience. And it just so happens it's usually when I'm headed back home from taking my kids to school. And because of that, it's a perfect time for me. So I listen to that on the way home from taking my kids to school. So I've already got that proper mindset going. And then when I get to my office, now I'm ready to do my next thing. And usually what I do is I'm going to produce a video or a blog post. I'm going to type those up. So a blog post can be a video, and actually I usually post my videos there too, but I like video. Video is one of the things that I feel that I've gotten better at, and I didn't start good at it, but it's something that I've really tried to master. And I've been studying video and YouTube videos now for a while. I've been to a few masterminds in which I've really taken a lot of notes. So I have been doing that, and I post videos and I try to share good content, and I do hangouts like this, and I do other things, but I do that every day. Okay, every day I'm adding. And what that does is it's producing that more real estate out there in more value. And then I share that with as many people on my list as I can. And I also post it. I post it into social media sites, and I also, send it out via email. So that's the second thing I do. And then the third thing, conversions, upsell, sales and upsells. The way that I get those is I actually send out things to my list. That I share some of the latest things that are happening. And then with existing people that are on my list, I let them know about what are some of the tools that they have that maybe they haven't purchased yet that are going to help take them to the next level in their business. And so that's some of the things that I do to help get conversions. Team building. Well, one of the things that I do right now is I'm not at 100 people yet under me in my team, but so I plug any new person that comes in into our tribe. We have a tribe, and it's called the Unstoppable Tribe, and it's also connected through the Freedompreneur Academy. And I'm just going to flip there really quick. Go to the Freedompreneur Academy. There it is. Okay, so the Freedompreneur Academy is one of the things that you get access to, and it's still loading here, but it's one of the things that you get access to when you're in the team. And when you first log in, you have to sign up here. Just going to log in. But what I want to say about this is that new people, when they come on board, they're looking for step-by-step processes that they can put into place right away in order to start having success. And we already have a lot of people. We have over 100 people within our team that are having great success. And so I get them connected to this Freedompreneur Academy. And what that's going to do, it's going to give them the resources that they need in order to become a master at something. Like I'm trying to become a master here at video, and they are also people out there that are becoming masters at Instagram or Facebook or Pinterest or blogging. And so there's information out there on how to become a master at each of those things. And I don't know why it's not loading right now. Let me close something up and see if it'll load. Probably because I have too many things open. Okay, so let me go back here. It doesn't look like it's going to load, but if you'll just take my word for it, there is a number of videos that are available. And I wanted to show you here, this is something that's really cool, is once you get into iPass, this is the iPass back office, one of the things that they have right here for if you're in the pro level, you get access to a daily business game plan. And this is led by my business partner, Mike Hobbs, and he walks you through the exact step-by-step process that he uses as well in order to manage his business. Now, you'll find that all of us that are having success in this business follow pretty much the same daily action plan. That's why we're having success, because we follow the same daily action plan. So one of the things that I do is I try to plan, what I'm going to do for the week on Sunday night. For me, that's like my downtime. I've had a busy day, and I'm just kind of hanging out with my family. Most of the time they're watching movies at that time, and I'm not really big on watching television. So I'll sit there, on my phone or with a pad of paper, and I'll be typing up or writing out what my plan is for the week. And I write out my plan so that I know exactly what I'm going to do this week. I write out, how many videos am I going to produce? How many blogs am I going to write? What are some topic ideas that I have? Who is it on my team that I need to reach out to and give extra help to? Is there a big promotion that I can do right now in which I can help more people so that they have success? Are there people that I could coach? And so these are some things that I start thinking about on Sunday night, and I write out my game plan for the week, and then I put that into action. So if you are struggling right now and you're not having success, then I highly recommend that right now you turn a new leaf and you start planning out your process for success. Now the cool thing is that we can help you. You're not alone. So if you're having trouble planning out your process for success, then come in here, come into iPass, watch this video. It actually walks you through exactly how to do it. In fact, that's where I got the this spreadsheet right here. This daily prosperity commitment came right out of this video. When you click on key points, you'll get a link to it. So that's all there. Then, the other thing I wanted to say is that oftentimes as a new person, you get into what I call learning mode. And I'm going to switch it around here since I'm going to be doing some more talking. Okay, there we are. So oftentimes we get into learning mode, and learning mode is basically, there's so much out there. There's so much information that iPass offers you. There's also information out there with Empower Network, and there's information on the Freedompreneur site, and there's information on Facebook, and it can go on and on and on. How do you figure out what to focus on? Well, I think what happens is you can't figure out what to focus on, and so you get into this learning mode where you're trying to learn everything because you want to know everything that's there. Well, the truth is that's just going to waste time. There's always going to be time to learn, but right now you need to have a daily plan of action that's going to start getting you results. Now, how do you determine what to do in order to start generating results? Well, here's the thing. I want you to pick one strategy, just one strategy in order to have success. For me, I've chosen video, and I've been putting out videos as much as I can, almost every day, sometimes 5 times a day. I did like 5 videos last Saturday, and I try to get as many videos out there. Now that's something I enjoy. That's the strategy I chose. So I'm constantly listening to and learning and watching other videos that teach me how to be better at posting videos and getting them optimized. Okay, I've chosen that strategy. Now, it doesn't mean that I may not have some other things that I'm doing, because I've been doing this a little while now. But as a new person, I would just put those blinders on, kind of like you see on the horses, the blinders. So you're not looking here and here and every shiny object that's out there. You're focusing on one strategy. Now, here's some other strategy. You could focus on Instagram. You could focus on Facebook pay-per-click. You could focus on blogging. You could focus on Pinterest. It goes on and on and on on what you could focus on. The key is choose one. Okay, choose one. It doesn't mean any of them are wrong. You're going to choose one, and you're going to learn everything you can about it, not all at once. You're going to pick a short amount of time, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, learn it, and then put it into action immediately. Are you going to screw up? Yes. Okay. It's okay. I want you to do that, because when you fail, you're going to fail forward. You're going to learn more. You're going to experience more. You're going to start incorporating what you've learned into your strategy, and you're going to improve, and you're going to get better, and you're going to start getting leads, and you can even share with your list, hey, I am doing this strategy. And say, hey, I messed up. This is what I learned from my mistake. People love that. They love to know that you're real and that you do screw up or mess up every now and then. If my sons were here, they wouldn't like that I used the word screw up. So thankfully they're at school. You want to make sure that you are constantly taking action. If you're not taking action, if you're just fiddling around, or you're just in learning mode and trying to take it all in, you're never going to have the type of success that you desire. You have to light a fire under yourself and look at that vision that you wrote down and break it into smaller chunks. So here are the chunks that I do. I have short-term goals, medium or midterm goals, and then long-term goals, okay, in order to reach my vision. Now, the short-term goals are my daily actions. They can also be weekly. Like I have some things that are weekly goals that I want to get done this week. I have daily goals that I want to get done this week. And those add up to my midterm goals. My midterm goals are things that I want to happen in the next 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. Those are my midterm goals. And for those, I actually assign, monetary values to, and how many sales do I want to have? How many people do I want to have on my list? how many people do I need to talk to in order to reach that goal? So I'll put all those things down, and that's my midterm goal list. That my little actions from my small term goals are going to help me reach that midterm goal. Okay, and then finally we've got our long-term goal. Long-term goal is that destination. That's where you want to be at the end of 6 months or at the end of the year. That's where you want to be. If you want to be somewhere, then what you got to do is you have to plan that goal out piece by piece. How are you going to get there? What are the things that need to happen in order for you to reach that goal? And you need to set your goal big enough so that it's almost scary. Because if it's too easy to reach, you're not motivated enough to try to reach it. Now, if you set it too big, then it becomes something that, is unattainable, or at least in your mind, it seems like it's unattainable. I don't think any goal is too big or any vision's too big, but I think sometimes our mind limits what we think is big. So set a goal that's realistic. Like, here's a good example of a long-term goal. Perhaps you have figured out on paper how much it costs in order for you to quit your job in order to do this business full time. So you should know exactly how much do you need to bring in each month in order to make that a reality. And by bringing in each month, you need to take into consideration, you need some marketing money. You need some business operating money. You need some play money. You also need to be able to pay your own insurance and things like that you might have had with your employer. So you need to figure out what those additional costs are, add them up, and now you have a very good basic goal. Maybe it's $10,000, maybe it's $6,000, whatever it is per month. Write that down and know that that's the initial goal that you want to set for yourself. And then work backwards. Figure out, how many sales do you need to make? And I can tell you right now, on average, for me right now, and I'm trying to improve those numbers, it takes about 100 leads in order for me to get 30 people on my list. So I'm sorry, 100 eyeballs to get 30 people on my list. And then 30 people on my list, I can usually get one of them to buy right now. So every 30, I get about one to buy. Right? So if I know that they're going to buy, and most of the time they buy usually at the silver level, sometimes they'll buy at the gold level, and then I know that I can usually, if I get them to the silver level or the gold level, that I can get them at the black card level, which is our highest level, within a pretty short time, because they see the value in what they need in order to be a success. So from that, I know I need at least 20 people that buy in order to get one black card member. Okay, so those are just some of my numbers that I've been fiddling with, and every day I'm looking at those and I'm trying to improve those odds. And I'm learning as I go, and I'm studying, but I learn a little bit and then I implement, and then I learn a little bit more and then I implement. So hopefully this helps you, okay? Because I wish somebody would have sat down with me when I first started and just told me this. I just, didn't have that, or I didn't ask the right questions, probably is what it was. So I'm telling you this because it's kind of the tough love type thing. You have to realize that this is a real business. It's going to take real effort, but if you focus on it, you have the capability to reach the lifestyle of your dreams. You really do, and you have to believe that. And you also have to have the fortitude, the intestinal fortitude, and the perseverance to not give up when the going gets tough. And that's the biggest thing, is that a lot of folks, they get in this and they give themselves a time limit. They say, if I don't hit this goal within 90 days, then I'm going to quit the business. I'm not going to do it. Well, let's think about that for a second. How many people who are watching this right now have had a brick and mortar business? In other words, their own store. Okay, comment below if you like. So what would your leaser, if you leased a building, what would they say if you said, I'm only going to lease it for 90 days, and if I don't hit it big after 90 days, then I don't want the lease? Well, they probably would laugh at you, because I can tell you right now, I also own a brick and mortar building. I own a karate studio, karate dojo, and I lease the building, but it's my own business. And I can tell you that I actually had to sign a lease for 2 years just to get the building. Talk about a commitment, okay? And the cost on that is far greater than what I'm doing with the online business, which is kind of funny to me because the online business didn't cost me as much overhead, but it's making me more money. Whereas my karate studio, I love it. I've always loved martial arts and karate, but it has a much higher overhead because of all the cost. So, it's just funny how that works out. So what I'm saying to you is that think of this as a real business. Don't put a time frame on it. Most real businesses, brick and mortar type businesses, don't make money in their first year at all. Their first year, that's 12 months. They don't make any money at all, most of them. It's not until their second, third, sometimes fifth year before they ever really start turning a profit because they might have a lot of expenses and overhead. Now, I can tell you with the online business, you have a pretty low overhead. I mean, other than your cost of your computer and, obviously your internet access and your mobile phone, because I really think everybody needs a smartphone with a good camera on it to do this business well. Other than those costs and then the cost of the products themselves, you really don't have much overhead at all. And you can also use a portion of your home or environment as a tax write-off if you're in the U.S. So, talk with your tax advisor, but the overhead on this is amazing. And plus you don't have to have all these license and registrations and be bonded and, all this other stuff that you need with a brick and mortar business. So to me, this is a fabulous business, but you do have to look at it like that and set goals and plan your strategy and stay focused, laser focused on what it is that you want to achieve. And you'll find the more you do that, the easier it becomes, the more motivated you get, and the more success you start seeing. So I hope this has been a good hangout for you and that you've learned a lot. If so, comment below or shoot me an email or message me on Facebook. I'm all over the place. And I would love to talk with you and see what we can do to get you having success as well. So make it a great day, and we'll see you next week for our Down and Dirty at 1:30 Central. Take care.